I'm pleased to present AB 1501, which seeks to make higher education accessible and affordable for every Californian by establishing the Middle Class Scholarship Program into state law. AB 1501 is part of a two-bill package called the Middle Class Scholarship Act. This measure speaks to the scholarship program, and we will be considering the companion measure, which closes the provisions in the tax code to fund the scholarship at a later date. Over the past decade, we've seen an enormous increase in the cost of higher education in California. Student fees at the CSU system have risen 191%. At the UC system, 145%. At community colleges, 300%. This means that for thousands of California families, higher education entails increasingly difficult trade-offs. Either the parents must make enormous financial sacrifice to pay for their children's education, or the students must shoulder a level of debt that severely limits their postgraduate education. For many Californians, those trade-offs are too great, and they make the reluctant decision to forego a higher education altogether. This situation is inconsistent with California's historic commitment to ensure that every student who's willing to work hard in high school has the opportunity to attend one of our public post-secondary education institutions. That commitment made in the 60s has generated enormous prosperity and opportunity for California, and the Middle Class Scholarship Act seeks to help restore those opportunities for middle-class families who've been hit hard by the recession. The Middle Class Scholarship Act seeks to do so in two ways. First, the bill allocates $150 million to the community college system to provide relief on textbooks and other costs related to community college education. Secondly, the Act creates the Middle Class Scholarship, which will provide a 2/3 reduction in student fees for students at UC and CSU whose families earn less than $150,000 a year. Under this proposal, eligible students at the CSU will see their fees lowered by $4,000 a year, and students that are eligible at UC will see their fees lowered by $8,200 a year. This is a dramatic reinvestment in the opportunity for California students and in our long-term prosperity. This is especially important as we note the 21st century industries like biotechnology and green manufacturing will require a highly trained, highly educated workforce. The Middle Class Scholarship Act represents a smart investment in middle-class families. It significantly lowers student fees on families who've been hit the hardest by the recession and ensures that opportunities associated with higher education remain open to every single person in California. This really is a crucial time for us to deal with this issue of college affordability. Just last month, the total level of student loan debt in our country exceeded $1 trillion. That is higher than all U.S. credit card debt. Monumental amount of debt that is strangling this generation of young people graduating from our universities. Historically, California has been well below the national average in student loan debt. We're at the national average now, and we're going to grow above the national average. This is such a huge issue that it has drawn the attention both of President Obama and of Governor Romney, both who've come out to address the issue of interest on student loan debt. I talked about the savings that this proposal would allow for, $4,000 a year at CSU. That's $16,000 over the course of 4 years. When you look at the financing cost of that debt, it's a difference of roughly $25,000 to individuals graduating from our CSU system. At our UC system, $8,200 a year, $32,000 over the course of 4 years, roughly $45,000 in terms of the finance rate of that debt. Strangling our students with this level of debt slows down their ability to fully integrate into our economy. It takes them longer to purchase homes. It takes them longer to fully participate in the economy. It limits their choices of jobs as they're graduating. You take a young person who wants to be the entrepreneur of the next generation, who used to be able to take a part-time job and spend the rest of their time focusing on innovating the next great idea that's going to move us forward. That student no longer has the ability because of the debt that we've saddled them with. This is a great opportunity for us to address exactly the issue that my colleague from the Central Valley raised, of the fact that students have been burdened with this debt, and that this needs to be our priority.